Today we begin round 2 of the playoffs in year 5 of our draft-only franchise on NBA 2K24. Our opponent is the Cleveland Cavaliers, and so I want to take a look at what went down in the first series with this team and what we might expect from Cleveland here before we hop into our strategy. Darius Garland here averaged just under 22 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists per game as well. Shot 43.6%, which isn't great, but it's not a problem by any means, especially when he's shooting just under 43% from deep on high volume, 8 attempts as well. So he's obviously a very dynamic offensive threat that we'll have to take care of, averaging 33.5 minutes per game. Coming in at about 38 minutes per game is Jarrett Allen here. Just under 19 points and just under 12 rebounds. Very efficient. You know, you gotta imagine a lot of those Garland assists are going to Jarrett Allen in the pick and roll. That's something we're gonna have to stop in this series, averaging 1.5 blocks as well. Gabriel Daugherty is an absolute scorer off the bench. In just 21 minutes, he averaged almost 19 points, shot 52% from the field and 44% from 3 on 7 attempts per game. So very dynamic off the bench threat that we'll have to keep our eye on. Evan Mobley was shaken up a bit, and so his efficiency wasn't quite where he is now. Efficiency isn't really his strong suit per se. If we take a look at what he was during the regular season, you know, 42%. He's never really gotten that high in his efficiency. 2K just doesn't like, this is what he's done in real life, and then here's what he's doing in 2K. He's just not quite as efficient in this game as he is in real life. But even still, very, very impactful player with his defense. 13.7 rebounds, 2.8 blocks, 1.7 steals. This is a guy that can absolutely wreck some offenses, 4 assists per game as well. Dyson Daniels is kind of that glue guy starter where he's averaging 12.6 boards, 7 assists, 2.2 steals, shooting efficiently from the field. 3-pointers are only okay. Cody Martin is the shooter here, averaging, you know, 56% from 3 is pretty wild. Can play solid enough defense and has decent size as well. Davion Mitchell, a good backup point guard with just under 8 points, 4 assists, 39% from deep. And the last guy that's really doing much is Ben Shepherd here, who's averaging 6 points in 14 minutes. But it's really these top 7 guys that are doing most of the work for this team. And so now that we have an idea of kind of who we're up against, let's go ahead and talk game plan ahead of game 1. So here is my starting game plan going up against these Cavaliers. Gonna have Sidney Lowry on Darius Garland after what he did against Tatum. You gotta stick with that. I'm also gonna make sure we're playing on him tight. I think just Sidney Lowry's size could make the drives difficult for Garland, so we just wanna make sure he doesn't have open jumpers. We're also keeping stay attached as always for Garland. I think if we can avoid giving him open looks, defensively we'll have some success. Other than that, I think we're just gonna keep things normal here. I thought about putting Powers on Mobley, but I just think Mobley would kill Powers on the boards. Is my main issue there. So Andre Stevens is a much better rebounder, so we'll keep that here for now. These things are obviously subject to change. I think if we have Powers guarding Daugherty whenever they're both on the floor, that will be helpful. And that's what we're starting with here. Garland, the only guy we're really going into anything other than automatic on here. Again, I like to try and avoid over scheming prior to a series, and I'd prefer just kind of having a more simplified game plan to start out, and then if we see big problems, to adjust the game plan from there. So Garland's the only guy we're really doing anything special here for prior to the series, as he's the main offensive threat. So with the matchup set, it is time to hop into game 1 in front of our hometown fans. Gonna get things started with an Andre Stevens shot. That one draws back iron. Evan Mobley now going against Stevens on the other way will draw the foul. And not complete the three-point play, as he was too strong on the free throw in transition. Little step back forward. Sid the Kid to get Nashville on the board for the first time in this game. Daniels, a little step back mid-range shot himself. Tipped pass there, but Mullins corrals it and goes off glass for 2. Pick and roll. Garland. He's not going to hit that one. Jared Allen, though, on the offensive board, but Powers there. Strong defense to force the miss. Lowry in transition. Maybe a little too quick to pull up there when he wasn't all that open. Powers on the steal. Lowry had an open 3, decided to pass it up. Instead, steps back and takes a much worse shot. Garland just stepping back and pulling it from 3. But Sidney Lowry stayed right there with defense, and Pope just dribbles it right into Martin's foot there. Garland, a little step back, has Andre Stevens on him. Had space, but still unable to find the range today. Pope, tough look there, just not a great possession for us. Mullins with the steal. We've done a good job jumping these passing lanes here early, and this time in transition we get a good look. There we go. Been kind of disappointed with our transition looks early, but that one was much better. Pick and roll. Andre Stevens throws up a wild shot, and he hits it. As you can see, he's a little bit hobbled. He did get just a very slight knee injury. I'm not sure if it happened in game 4 against the Celtics or if it happened very early on in this game. Unfortunately, nothing serious, just a day-to-day sore knee for Andre Stevens. Powers with it. He's going inside on Martin, and he gets swatted. The help defense from Jared Allen was right there. Pope driving, 1 second left on the shot clock. He misses another shot. Jared Allen finds himself open at the rim off the cut. Powers, he's pulling up from deep, but needs to be wide open usually to hit those shots, and he wasn't there. Allen, point blank shot is off the mark. The defense was good. In transition, Nashville gets a pull up mid-range jump shot. Dude, what are some of these transition takes? They're terrible. I mean, let's just not run if we're going to be taking terrible shots when we run. We're getting much better looks in our half-court offense like that right there. Garland. He had space coming off the screen. Pope with it. Guarded by the smaller Garland, and he gets to shoot right over the top for 2. Pick and roll. Garland finds another look here, but his shot has not been that good to start this game. Here, he gets the steal, though. Good transition defense. He eventually finds some space and splashes in a mid-range jumper. E.C. Stevens, full court pass off the inbound. It's Lowry a bucket. Devion Mitchell. He's pulling up from the mid-range. A lot of mid-range shots from their guards early for Cleveland as Lowry ties this game up at 20 apiece. Pick and roll. Garland once more. This time off the mark. He's been taking a lot of their shots here in the first quarter, as has Lowry for us. Missing that 3. Davion Mitchell splashes home a deep 3. He's been good for Cleveland here. Davidson, that one just rims out. Hung up there for a moment. Mitchell on the drive, fouled by Davidson. First free throw drops for Mitchell. Second does as well. Cleveland leads by 5. Lowry on the drive, just gets right by Garland. Cleveland cannot. Love that matchup on the defensive end for them. Off the steal. Step back for Lowry. That one is pure. That step back I don't mind as much because it's actually creating separation. I still don't love it, but these step backs that aren't actually creating separation and transition that are bothering me here early in this game. But that attempt not bothering me at all as the leaning 3 from Lowry falls. Garland answers back. Lowry just driving in on Garland again. That's got to be a matchup we attack every time we get it. We're having Lowry guard Garland here on the other end, which is a matchup that we like. So when Cleveland can't switch things on defense, we have to attack it. Speaking of attacking, Lowry here in transition gets all the way to the basket for 2. Final seconds here of the first quarter. Cleveland not going to get a very good shot. So we will end quarter 1 here with Cleveland ahead by 1. Really need to shore up some of this guard defense, particularly on Davion Mitchell, who was very productive there in the first, and we get a good start here to quarter number 2 with Lowry getting in the transition dunk. I do like, the fact that we're running a lot in transition. And when we're getting shots like that one, I love it even more. We're just very inconsistent in our shot selection when we do decide to run the floor. Lowry continues his strong scoring here. Gardy. That one's off the mark for him. Definitely somebody coming off Cleveland's bench that we got to keep an eye on here in this series. Mullins' offensive rebound gets him a bucket. Pick and roll Mitchell, goes baseline. Kicks it to Garland, who's trying to create some space on Lowry, but the defense was sound. Now Mullins, little floater, gives the Sound a 5-point lead. Inside, after a pump fake, the big man gets a 2 for the Cavs. Mullins missed that point blank shot, but gets his own rebound and puts it back in for 2. Stat padding the rebounds just a bit. Garland, leaning mid-range shot is in. Oh, did not quite square up before that 3, and there's definitely a major difference in percentage whether or not Pope is squared up beyond the arc, it seems. And Davidson just hands the ball to Cleveland right there. Not his best start to the game. Spinning shot in the post. We've got Francis Mullins. He's doing a nice job with his interior scoring here in the second quarter. That one's blocked by Augustine, and unfortunately goes right back to Cleveland for 2. Mullins fades away this time. That one's not going to fall. Mitchell with Pope right in his grill. Missed that jump shot. David's come off a screen. There we go. Getting that one from deep. Gardy going inside, and he's got a clean lane to the basket. Don't like the defense there. Daniels, that one a miss. Francis Mullins with the great help defense. And in transition, Pope drills the jumper. Almost stolen there by Francis Mullins. Instead, it's going to be a Mobley basket. Pope all the way to the basket. He draws the foul. Cannot quite finish the layup, but He's going to make the most of his free throws here. Inside to Jared Allen, who takes a contested shot right over the top of Mullins. Brings it down to 46-50. Mullins wide open, left to himself. Drills the three-pointer. Up top for Mobley. That one's stolen away by Moody. Nashville running and feeding the big man in transition. Nashville lead balloons to 9 here with 3.5 minutes to go. Dyson Daniel hits the mid-range leaner. Ernest Augustine, he's being aggressive, attacking Evan Mobley. He'll draw the foul. First free throw is up and in for Ernest. And the second one just rims out. Cody Martin finds a man in the corner. That's Mitchell. He missed that one. Lowry. This one from deep, and it does not matter. He drills it all the same. Mobley trying to match that three with one of his own, but he can't do it. Lowry in transition, steps back beyond the three-point line and just didn't even need to look at that one go down. He knew it was good from the moment it left his fingers. Lowry, another three, and he is feeling it in this first half. The Cavaliers have no answer for Sid the Kid here. Down to a minute left in the half. Davidson in transition finds Moody in the corner. No good. Daniels inside to Mobley. Cavs doing a nice job finding their big men some look down in the low post. Evan Mitchell once again here, pick and roll. Jared Allen gets a nice point blank shot. 2 seconds left in the half. Davidson missed the three-pointer. So that will end the half 65-52. A much better quarter here for your Nashville Sound, particularly defensively, holding the Cavs to just 20 points there in the quarter. Sidney Lowry with 35 points at the break on 15 of 19 from the field. Mullins with 15 and 8 on 9 shots as well. Powers and Moody have not been able to get their shots going quite yet. The Cavs have 3 different guys at 10 points, so no one player carrying their offense, but they might need that player to emerge here in the second half, as Nashville going to get the dunk to start the third quarter in transition. I feel like we've been running the floor this game more than we've really seen before. It looks like a point of emphasis for Coach Snyder in this one. And as the game's gone along, I think our shot selection in transition has improved, and so it's starting to really become an asset for us, our transition play. Here we're going again, and Lowry with some showtime, gonna put us up by 20, and with us getting a 20-point lead, we're gonna transition to showing only the makes unless Cleveland can make this one close again, as Jared Allen gonna get the basket off the offensive rebound. Hope with it. Swings it to Powers, out to Andre the Giant. That one falls. Quick shot in transition by Martin. He drains it. Garland in the pick and roll, stopping him, popping beyond the arc, and he gets fouled. Not a good foul from Lowry. And Garland will drain all 3 free throws. Andre Stevens again gets another look from 3 and hits it once more. Garland, he's defended by Lowry, trying to sauce him up, and hits the 3. Got just enough space to fire it off. Powers off the catch, hits that long ball. Garland gets another three-point look and hits it once more. Lowry coming off the screen. That is pure. Davidson hits the three despite the closeout from Mitchell. In transition, that one's off top for Jared Allen. That was a sweet alley-oop. Off the screen, Lowry gets another jumper. This one's going to be just for two, though. Under 4 minutes left here in the third. And we are keeping this scoring pace going here with the lead. And Davidson fouls Mitchell on the drive. Not been the best day defensively for Davidson, but he's been hitting shots for us on the other end to make up for it. And then some. Here he's doing a nice job shutting down Davian Mitchell. But unfortunately, Cleveland will get the basket just the same. Doherty. He's got the three-point shot. Top of the key. Under 2 minutes left now in the third. AC Stevens will get the basket. Hitting the free throw as well. We're up 19. In transition, Davidson pulling up from mid-range and hitting once again. Lowry. Pick and roll with AC Stevens. He finds an open Ernest Augustine. That one is good from three. We lead by 24. Under 30 seconds left in the third. Doherty gets a good look and hits the mid-range shot. Lowry isolating here. Gonna take the mid-range shot and hit it. We are up 24 here. Doherty hits that shot from 3/4 court to make it just 21. But, you know, with us leading by 20 plus heading into the fourth, if Cleveland makes it a game, I'll show it to you. But if not, I say we get to game 2 here. And Cleveland would not close the gap at all in the fourth. In fact, we would score the exact same amount of points here in the fourth. Both sides, so 21 points would be how much we would win by to start the series off. Cleveland was keeping pace with us for a while, but sooner or later it just became apparent that they had no answer for Sidney Lowry in this game, who will be your player of the game, unsurprisingly. Just got a ton of shots in transition, got a ton of shots from beyond the arc. Just an all-around excellent performance from our superstar player in his first ever round 2 game. Ends up with 63 points and 5 assists on 35 shots. Could not be stopped. Mullins ends up with 27 and 17. Also got 3 steals and a block in this one. The Cavaliers would end up having 3 guys get 20 points, with Doherty, Garland, and Jared Allen, who did all his work on just 13 shots. Overall, I think a pretty solid performance, and we don't need to make any adjustments quite yet. You know, you win by 20. I think your game plan is solid. So let's get into game 2 here and see if we can get the early lead here on the series. Garland, pick and roll here with Jared Allen, fakes the shot and gets Allen the wide open lane to the basket. Lowry also fakes a shot, finds a wide open look for his man. This time it's for 3 though. Mitchell feeds Evan Mobley down low for the slam. That one's picked off by Mitchell. In transition, Lowry does a nice job hustling back though to keep Cleveland from the easy basket. Instead, it's going to be Garland right over the top of Pope for a tough look. I mean, Cleveland inserted Mitchell into the lineup ahead of this game in favor of Kobe Martin, but The problem with that is that he's now the primary matchup on Sidney Lowry for Cleveland, and I just don't really see that working out. Lowry's got a big size advantage there. I know Davion Mitchell's a very good defender, but hard to be a good defender with that kind of size mismatch. I'll just say that. Double screen for Pope. He flings it out to Sidney Lowry. Mitchell stops and pops, but is off the mark. Lowry just going inside on Garland, the help defense there to get the block from Mobley. Mitchell pulling up top of the key, off the mark. Pick and roll top of the key for Pope. He's pulling up and missing that mid-range jumper. Garland off the catch, fires in a three. Lowry to the basket, left all by his lonesome. That was an excellent screen there to free him up. Mobley gets Andre Stevens with the pump fake, leaving him wide open. Lowry squares up and drills the three. Tyson Daniels, well defended there by Malachi Pope to force the miss. Pope now takes the three on the other end and drills it. 19-11. Nashville out to an early lead here halfway through the first. Daniels, good response there. Lowry with it again. This time much more contested on the three, and he'll miss it. Mobley in the post, defended by Lowry, and gets it off glass for two. Garland from the corner, inside hop step and off glass, but Lowry stayed in front all the way. This time he's stepping back for three, and he's hitting it. This guy is on a mission here in this series against Cleveland. I mean, they just don't really have anybody to stop him, and he's making sure that is very well known. Mobley there, wide open on that mid-range jump shot. Lowry inside, just with the quick take, gets the 2-point. Off the handoff, Mobley, not a great look there. Not gonna drill that one. Lowry, that one's a much better look, and he is feeling it. Up to 19 points here in the quarter. Jared Allen on the pick and roll. Been a tough play for us to stop. We've really struggled. Terrible decision there by AC Stevens on the inbound. Cavs go up top, but Andre Stevens was ready for it. Lowry, no good from the mid-range. Cleveland going to push things in transition, and it's stolen by Moses Moody. Now Christian Davidson gets a look inside for two. And that one was an absolute brick. Moses Moody with some great defense there. Christian Davidson running the floor. He gets the feed from Moody and goes off glass for two. And we have a 10-point lead here. Minute and a half remaining. But we leave a man wide open there. Shepard drills the three. Lowry driving again, and there's just nobody on Cleveland that can guard this man. Shepard from the mid-range. That one's no good. Lowry now with it. Pick and roll with Andre Stevens. He tries to shoot over the top of Mobley, but that's a tough guy to shoot over the top of. Mobley with the step back to end the quarter. That one's no good. So it will be a 9-point Nashville lead here after one. Sidney Lowry, the main driving force behind the early deficit for Cleveland. Mullins missed his first free throw after drawing the foul on his drive, but hits the second to make it a 10-point game. On the other end, Mobley draws a foul himself on his drive, and he We'll go 2 for 2 from the line. Top of the key, Powers swings it to Christian Davidson. That was a good look, but can't make them all. Cody Martin left all to his lonesome. I don't know how he got himself that wide open. He had half the court to himself there. Oh, no good there, but Ernest Augustine on the offensive board and the reverse slam on top of it. Still there by Mullins, but Christian Davidson gives it right back. Martin to Mobley. Mullins does a nice job sticking with his man. Powers, that was a terrible pass. Holy, what a terrible pass. Mullins turns around and hits that shot. Beautifully done. Mobley inside, draws the double. Don't know if we need to be doing that. Mobley's good, but I don't know if we need to be doubling. I'll just say that. Davidson, no good from 3. Mobley gets another double. This time, the rotations were there. Powers swings it over to Malachi Pope. That was a good pass. And Pope finishes with a nice shot. Mobley's gonna draw a foul there. I don't know if I saw it. I think Mullins just outplayed him there, but Mobley gets to the line nonetheless and splits the free throws. First free throw was off. Ball don't lie. That was a clean block. Mullins drawing a foul himself. The big man getting to the line here in this quarter. He splits his free throws as well. Missed a couple here in the quarter. Mobley just right on top of Ernest Augustine there. Oh, quick to fire off the catch. Put a little too much mustard on that attempt. Cleveland pick and roll with Jared Allen. We just have not been able to stop it. Allen makes this just a 4-point game now. Moody with it. Hands off to Christian Davidson. No good from 3. Mitchell tries to feed Mobley, but Ernest Augustine jumped the pass. Gets it ahead to Moody, who scores in transition. Draws the foul on top of it. Big play for Nashville. And the 3-point play is complete. Garland from 3. Gets those points right back. Moody off the catch. He's heating up here. 6 straight points for Moses. Garland. No good on that 3-point attempt. The defense was sound. Davidson. Mullins fading away and hitting that shot with one hand. Garland defended by Moody. Pumping and scoring off glass. Augustine inside to Davidson. Nice job with the movement off ball there. Mitchell inside, going against Ernest Augustine. Somehow found the angle. Davidson left by his lonesome. Too good of a shooter to leave that wide open for sure. From the corner, Cleveland responds with 3. This is a 6-point ball game. Davidson off the catch once more. This time it's no good. In transition, Cleveland up top for Jared Allen, and it's stolen. They certainly try a lot of alley-oops, and sometimes they work, but they're also producing a decent amount of steals for us. Mitchell, contested 3, no good. 2.5 minutes left in this game. 54-48 in favor of the Sound. In transition, Mullins with the basket. Transition continues to be a point of emphasis for this Nashville Sound team here in the series. And it's working out for us. Lowry back in the game. He's drilling a 3. Nashville leads by 12. Garland stops and pops for 2 there to make it 60-50. Davidson left all alone again and splashes home a triple. Mitchell feeds a wide open Mobley in the corner. That one rattles out. You got to imagine Cleveland's fine with that shot attempt. A deep one here from Lowry. Rims out. Garland running in transition and stopping and popping despite having a Mullins right there. Leaner from Lowry is good. We've got 5 seconds left in the half. Cleveland's got one more shot in them. It's going to be a Mobley corner three. No good there. So Nashville will have a double-digit lead heading into the half. Taking a look now at the stats. Lowry once again very strong to start the game. 26 points. Davidson putting in some work today with 11 in the first. Mullins with 9 points. Malachi Pope not having his best scoring output here. Couple guys in double figures for the Cavs, Garland and Mobley. They're kind of big duo. Both doing well at the half, but overall 53 points allowed at the half. I think you'll take that defensively all day long. Mitchell in transition, steps back and misses that shot. Mullins hauls in the board. Lowry. I mean, how is Cleveland giving this guy so many open looks from three here in this series? Gotta know how lethal he is. That Cleveland's just not quite the caliber they need to be defensively. And here he's just shooting right over the top of Garland. Even when they do play solid defense, they're having a guy who's, 6 inches shorter than him, even more than that, defend him so he can just shoot over the top. It's been a huge series for Lowry, and you gotta imagine it continues to be for as long as this series lasts here. Mitchell, he hits the three and makes it 60-76. Mullins, he drains the three as well. Get it back up to 19 for us. Garland hits that three. We've transitioned to just the makes with us leading by 20 points once again here in the third. If Cleveland comes back and makes this a game, then of course we'll slow things down again. But so far we've done a good job having Cleveland's number in this one. And so just to save a little bit of time on the episode, we'll go to the makes. But Cleveland is starting to come back just a little bit here. Had it down to 12 points just a moment ago. Here they're going up top for Jared Allen. Like I said, sometimes those alley-oops do work, and when they do, they are very pretty. Davidson from the mid-range hits the shot. Pick and roll here, top of the key. Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. Pick and pop situation. Mobley all by himself. Cuts things down to 11. Cleveland has a chance to get it to single digits here. A man left wide open in the corner. Doherty hits the shots, and Cleveland has made this an 8-point game. Davidson drills the three, getting it back to double digits. Now Garland, tough look there. Can't get the rebound though. Jared Allen wins that matchup over AC Stevens. Lowry once again cuts to the basket. We lead by 11 now. Under 3 minutes left in the quarter. Garland to the basket. Gets it back down to 9. Lowry off a cut himself. Gets his dunk. Setting a double. Seriously, there's nothing that annoys me more in 2K than setting a double with the guy defending the opposing center. Don't send that double. You're leaving a guy wide open underneath the basket. It's impossible to miss that shot. It's the worst double you could possibly send. Both teams just heating up immensely here in this quarter. I can't remember the last time these guys missed. Jared Allen can't complete the three-point play though. The scoring has certainly ramped up here, and we're even hitting shots like that with Moses Moody. Shepard with it. And they're showing just how hot they are as well. Neither team willing to allow the other to go on a run because both teams are just hitting every shot at this point. While I was editing, I went back and tracked it, and between like 4.5 minutes and 30 seconds, neither team went a single possession without scoring, which is pretty wild. And that leads to a 104-91 score after 3 here. We allowed 39 points to the Cavs in that quarter, but we also scored pretty much right alongside them, so the Cavs could not really get back in this game, and now we lead by a dozen. Pope, top of the key, drains the triple, extending our lead to 15. Lowry has time to just gather himself a little bit before that shot. Took his time and made the three-pointer. Mullins in the post, has a mismatch, just decides to shoot quickly before the double could come. Mitchell. Mullins tried to draw the charge there, and that leads to the Jared Allen dunk. Pope from the wing drills that three. And it's an 18-point Nashville lead. Jared Allen gets the bucket there. In transition, Nashville finds Ernest Augustine inside for 2. 17-point game here. Make that 15 points with under 7 minutes remaining. Mullins turns around, shoots, and scores that one. Mitchell hits that shot to make it 15 once more. Pope. That three falls for him. He's starting to heat up in the second half after a pretty cold first. Pope with it once more. This time he's feeding Mullins off the pick and roll, and that's an easy 2. Mullins with it again. He's going to find Christian Davidson, who fires off the catch for 2. 17-point lead here with 4.5 remaining. Augustine gets the steal, pushes ahead. Davidson with the finish. And up by 19 with 4.5 left. We'll fast forward to the end of this one. Cleveland would make a late surge to make it seem closer than it was, but this game was never truly in doubt. Once again, Nashville taking care of business at home here in the playoffs, bringing us to 6-0 here in the postseason. This team has been really tough to stop, and that's the man right there that's making that the case. Sidney Lowry has just been insane here in the postseason thus far, and when he's playing the way he has, this team's going to be very difficult to beat. He's playing like, you know, the top end of the league guys do in the playoffs. He's now scored at least 50 points in both of these games here against Cleveland. Again, these guys just cannot guard him, and he is making the most of it. He's been super aggressive, taking advantage of the mismatch he has in this series, and I love to see it. Overall, just everybody on the team played quite well. Darius Garland ended up having an insane game, as did Jared Allen. But at the end of the day, we're 2-0. So might need to make a couple of minor adjustments, but we might just keep things going until Cleveland can challenge us here in this series. Going to be tougher to win on the road for sure, and that will be the task that we will have next episode. I'll be back soon with more Nashville Sound, and until then, sound up.